Some strange sounds are described by listeners like trumpets or horns, almost musical in quality.
Welcome back to Conversation Unknown. We're on our special 100 subscriber edition. We actually hit 105. Please take the time to hit the like, subscribe. But shout out to Izzy. She was the number 100, which created this. Yeah, shout out to Izzy. You're the one that made it possible for this episode to happen. So this is going to be a special episode, unnumbered. We'll continue at 21 after this. But today, it's going to be all about personal stories. There's some crazy things that we've been through, things that got us to where we were and kind of helped us want to do this, I guess, in the best way to say it.
Yeah, we got some exclusive personal content. I think you guys are going to dig it.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
yeah.
Y'all are going to love this shit. I know Tazlo's got some fire to bring.
Yes.
My story will probably be a little bit
Been through
longer,
some shit.
but it will be an eye-opener for some of you, and the rest of you will look at me like I'm crazy, so...
Yeah, we're going to hit that extraterrestrial level, the paranormal level, and the messed up shit.
We're going to dig in.
Sounds good to me, man.
You buckle up. This is an episode about us for once. So you don't have to look for links in the description because we're not shouting anybody out except for us this time.
Yeah.
That's right.
And,
All right.
Tazlo, you're going to kick it off, right?
Well, I suppose I should. All right, so this first story, I was driving to work one day, and I happened to notice the sunrise. Something was odd about it. Geez, this was probably like 8 years ago, maybe, around there, a long time ago. It looked like there was two suns coming up. I mean, these experiences that I'm going to share with you guys, like two specifically, this one and my last story, I got three of them, are all things that like you see quite frequently nowadays, but way back then it was like unheard of. You know, you never seen this shit. So when I seen it, and I went through it, I was like, what the fuck, dude? I don't know.
Sure.
So for the first piece of footage we got here, this is a picture that I took of the two suns.
Boy. It's straight out of a sci-fi thing, dude. That's all I can think of.
That's something fucked up, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank
what is
God.
that? What is that?
It looks like a Star Wars picture, man, where they got the two suns just rolling up.
So I think the sun that we're used to is the bright one that's on the right side.
Yeah.
But the one that's directly in front of you, I don't know what I'm looking at, dude. Looks like another sun.
So crazy.
Yeah.
It's a good picture too. I mean,
Drop a
Yeah,
comment.
it's clear as fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, drop a comment. Tell us what you guys think. Two suns? Maybe
Makes
not.
me feel a little weird looking at it.
Yeah. Like it's not edited. Like that's for sure. Like I mean I can tell.
100%.
Yeah, I was too dumb to know how to do that back then.
No, it's like a really well like framed just a candid picture, you know, something that you would just snap, and you did a good job of capturing it. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's straight up sci-fi.
Yeah, it fucking tripped me out, man.
Yeah.
I love how not only did you can't capture the suns, but you also captured a nice Wisconsin landscape there. And
Oh, yeah.
let
Yeah,
everybody know
that-
what it's
that's-
like dealing
that's
with
winter.
this shit.
That's winter in Wisconsin. That's exactly how it feels. If
The
you could,
frozen tundra, as they say.
Yep.
that was it. All right. So on to my next story. I'm into house music, techno. I've been DJing for over 20 years, playing clubs all over the place, parties, whatnot. I had to play this show. I forget, probably about crap. I don't know. I would say 7-8 years ago. It was in Milwaukee at Studio 200, and I had a buddy that we stayed with out there. He was our ride, so we just rolled with him. We go to the club, tear it up. It was fun. We had a good time, and then it was time to go. And then the buddy of mine is familiar with the area, asked if we were hungry, and we're like, fuck it, yeah, we'll get some food. So we decide to go to this place that he takes us to in a pretty rough area in Milwaukee. So we go into this place, and there's a guard, a cop, at the door. Pats us down before we go in. I mean, this place is busy. All right, it's like 3 a.m., 3:30.
Wow.
And so we get checked. We're good to go in. We go in and sit down. And we had another buddy with us, Kyle. And me and Kyle were the only two white dudes in there. There was we're Mexican guys and some black guys. It was just, it felt kind of funny. I don't know. I normally don't, but they made us feel kind of uncomfortable.
A little out of place, huh?
And we're sitting down. We're looking at the menu, and this dude right next to us sits down with two other dudes and like is facing towards us. Like, there's our booth, there's their booth right next to us. We're facing this way and that way, and he should be facing that way, and on the other side, whoever's facing this way normally,
Right.
he's on the side here and kinks around like this and looking at us sprawled out. I got my solo right here. I just like hanging onto my butter knife. Just kind of analyzing this dude. And kind of like a joking, not joking, passive aggressively talking shit, dude. Like, I started clutching onto that butter knife, like, dude, like, I will fucking smoke this guy, dude, if he tries anything. I was like ready. I don't know. So I look at my buddy we came with, and I'm like, yo, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait for food. I can eat something from a gas station. I don't know. Something's weird. It's off. I want to go.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, we can get out of here. He drives a really nice car. Lexus. So we decide to leave. We go out to the car, and there's a fire truck, and they got a hose out, and they're just hosing down my buddy's car.
What?
Somebody blew it the fuck up. and yeah. There you go. This is what we walked up to.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you want to hit the next?
Yeah.
There's a couple photos for you guys.
What the fuck?
Dude,
There's Kyle in the background. He's scared and stuff. Dude. Okay. Next photo.
Oh man, that's a classic Kyle photo.
Yeah,
if I've
it
ever
is,
seen
yeah.
one too.
Yeah, this is what we walked up to.
it's done. It's completely fried inside and out.
Shit. There is not a piece of fabric left in there except for that yellow foam in the back.
Oh my god.
One more, right?
Oh, yep. Dude.
Yeah.
So that was a red car when it started?
No, it was like a blue.
Oh,
something,
traffic
blue,
lights.
whatever.
Oh, okay. Oh my god.
So,
Oh God.
that was the deal.
Dude, you think it was the dudes that sat down next to you all fucking weird? Or like, that's
Well,
fucking...
here we go. So,
It's dented
Now-
up too.
so
Yeah.
as we're looking at what the hell's going on, like kind of in shock. We walk out. As soon as we walk out, we see that. I look at Kyle. He goes, "We gotta go. We gotta go."
I can hear him saying that.
Tripping, dude. I mean, we called an Uber. We got out of there, but after doing some investigation, we had figured out because my buddy was trying to figure out if any like businesses caught it on camera and see what actually happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before that, when we walked out, Kyle did he did the thing, we gotta go thing. I look over to my right, and that dude that was sitting next to us passive aggressively talking shit
Yeah.
comes rolling by in an SUV with his windows down, just slamming a loud ass stereo, just bumping, looking at us like this, like just rolling by us like that.
Damn.
Yeah, like that. I was like, these guys were doing this, and he knew that when we were in there.
Yeah.
We were a target the second we walked in.
Yeah.
So my buddy found out there was a cell phone store across the street that caught this on camera. So what happened was, as soon as we walked in, no more than a minute later, 3 SUVs pulled up, surrounded the car. Bunch of guys got out, looked, broke the window, grabbed shit, left. A minute later, all 3 come back, doused some gas all over the car, lit a lighter,
Fucking A.
torched it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
Were they like ski masked up or were they just open faced?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Damn.
Like, I'd
guys,
be
they-
hesitant to press charges, you know?
I mean, dude, we must
Imagine
have.
testifying in court to that shit and looking at these guys like these crazy
Yeah.
motherfuckers blew up my car and I'm about to be like,
We
that's a dude.
We either rolled up on the wrong turf,
Right?
or these guys. I guess there was these guys do this quite a bit out there because we weren't the first. So either we were really unlucky. I think it's all of it. We were really unlucky. We stood out like a sore thumb. Immediately a target. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean this all happened within under 15 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
dude,
That's fucking
wild.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean it could have been a lot worse, dude.
I'll be honest though, man. For you guys walking out in 15 minutes and the fire department to be there in Milwaukee, that's pretty impressive because usually they're not quick.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that was a trip, dude.
Oh my
Damn.
goodness. That's...
Well, the good news is like all of y'all were all okay, but I think you brought this up in the past. I think you said you lost some DJ equipment and shit like that.
You know, I had a brand new pair of headphones and Pilot music in there, but that was the last thing I was bringing up.
Yeah.
Especially in front of my friend who just had his car destroyed.
Oh fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
No way.
Wow.
Sorry about the Lexus, but what about my fucking headphones, bro?
Yeah, right? No, I thought about it for a second. I was like, nah.
Do you
That's
think
so
you could put
crazy,
that in
man.
on the claim? Like,
Yeah, I don't know, man. So
Wow.
there's that story.
I had 2
That's
deep
wild.
dish albums, a fucking pair of Sony headphones, CD mixer.
A couple of paintings.
Yeah. All right. So
That's crazy, man.
this story, this is my banger.
Oh yeah.
what was it, 2018-ish?
Yeah, for sure.
Me and one of my boys hanging out at my old crib in a studio, working on some beats, having some beers, and it's like, I want to say 2 a.m. We decide to go out to the front step and have a cigarette. So, before I tell this story, I never shared this. I kept to myself because it freaked me the fuck out, first of all. And I was worried about if I were to like post it or something like that, MIB come knocking at my door or dude, like it freaked me the fuck out.
KGB, open up.
Yeah. So 2 a.m. we go out for a smoke. I'm looking down the street, a couple blocks down above the tree line of these houses, and I see this bright green light kind of hovering, you know, moving a little bit. I'm like, damn, dude, like, look, bro, that's a crazy looking drone over there. That's immediately what I thought, and I didn't think anything of it. You know, I blew it off as whatever, it's a drone. They're like, oh yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, back to making beats. So we go to about 4:45-ish, maybe. Around 5 o'clock, he dibs. I go out to finish my beer. And when I step out in front of my house, right across the street, above the trees of the house directly across the street, I'm talking like, what's that, 40 feet, maybe?
Yeah.
There it is. And the way, when I first saw it, that I can only describe it is, okay, so you know like a sparkle, if you see a sparkle?
Yeah.
You know, like the little sparkle lines that come off with sparkle?
Yeah.
There was a bunch around it, but then there was 2 really long ones that curved out on the bottom. So that's how I could tell with my naked eye which way it was moving. Because it would rotate this way, rotate that way.
Oh man.
Okay, and I'm looking at this thing, and it's not making a fucking sound.
Yeah, drones are usually really loud.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
hell yeah.
start thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, going through the process of elimination, like, hey, if this was a combustible engine, from seeing it before, this thing would have ran out of gas by now, right?
Batteries too.
And if it was a battery powered, it would have ran out of gas. And then if it was a drone, you would hear fans.
Big time.
Combustible engine, you would hear an exhaust.
Oh yeah.
By this time, I'm going through all this in my head. I'm like, okay, nope. What the fuck is this? So I notice it turn, and then 2 long sparkles. All of a sudden, they're looking at me.
Dude.
I dart back into my house, grab my... I'm peeking up. I'm peeking out to the blinds like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
And it turns the other way. So I creep back out to the front step, and I'm outside. I start calling people. I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, I know you're on the way to work. You gotta stop here and see what I'm seeing. Please, you have to. Tony, you've been drinking again. Get some sleep. So she immediately brushed that off. She's like, get out of that shit. So I call my homeboy Chambers.
Yep, he did.
Yeah. And like, bro, you gotta see what the hell I'm seeing. But he could not make it. I called my neighbor up the street. Sent him a little clip. I was like, get over here now, dude. He's like, fuck that shit. I ain't getting sucked up into no fucking UFO. He's like, hell no. So I couldn't get anybody for the life of me to come and witness what I was seeing. So I did what anyone wanted to do, and I got some footage.
Nice.
And I took
yeah.
multiple videos of this, just so that when the naysayers come around, you know, like the haters, CGI, blah, 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 whatever the fuck. I got a lot of different angles. I got tons of videos of it.
Raw footage.
Hell
'Cause
yeah.
this thing, it didn't go away. I mean, I kept playing peekaboo with this motherfucker, running in and out of my house until it started getting light out, and I fell asleep with my piece right next to me, just crashed out on a chair.
Just me and my girlfriend.
And here's the thing: see, to your eyes, what you see is much different from what a camera sees. A camera, when you're recording, isn't sensitive.
Like
You
your
know,
eyes are.
you know,
Right.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
I mean, plus 7 years ago. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. It's weird nowadays. I mean, all the UFO shit going around in these orb UFOs. You see, this has to be the cleanest video of any of the shit that I have ever seen. Close up. I don't know, man, but man, it scared the shit out of me, dude. So
I can't even blame you, man.
Dude. Yeah.
Unexplainable things are just unsettling. Like seeing something like that, and then being alone, you're like, well, what the fuck? Who'd I turn to? That's just me and
Right.
yeah, I did a quick butt check just to make sure after I passed out, like, you know.
Yeah, you were probed.
you wake up with a fudge smudge in your drawers, man. You know,
Exactly, dude. Who knows, man? I could have been chipped. Who knows? I don't know. But I was really drunk at that point, and I don't know. Yeah, I passed out. So, all right.
man, I can't
Let's-
wait to see this.
Yeah,
Here
should
we
we dive
go.
in, dude?
So we'll play 2 of them, and leave some comments. Tell me what you guys think. Share this with everyone.
Oh my god, I'd love to hear somebody come up with something for this.
All right, man. Here it is. No, I gotta zoom in and focus on it a little bit.
Autofocus. There you
What
go, buddy.
the fuck?
Dude.
What in the fuck is that, dude? What the fuck is that, dude?
You don't hear
And
anything.
it keeps like getting like these fucking weird like, dude, I'm seeing all these like other sparkles and shit in the sky like around it.
That's trippy as fuck.
You can hear cars going by, but nothing.
I don't
Nothing.
know what that is.
Dude, how to find those
Have you
rings
seen it actually
on
in
it?
person? Dude, it is fucking freaky, man.
It's like plasma energy.
It's got that perfect circle in the middle, too.
Dude, that's insane.
So we'll do that. That's video 1.
Yeah.
And then we'll go ahead and check out the second one real quick, and then we'll drop some knowledge.
What in the fuck is that, dude? Shit's been, dude. That's that shit we saw outside my house, dude.
And
Wow.
that was the video that I sent to my buddy that was making beats with me. I
Yeah.
just sent that over to him, like, bro, that's that drone we saw down on the fucking street. Look at this shit.
Oh, man.
Dude, that's crazy, man. Like, honestly, I can only imagine what that would look like with the naked eye. Because looking at the definition, even on like I said, this is 7 years ago. Think
Yeah.
about how far our cameras on our phones have come since then.
Right.
And like this, like you can see clear rings of definition in that fucking shit, and you can see the little sparkles coming off it, like you said. And I mean, so seeing that with the naked eye would just be unsettling as hell.
It's really stable. I like that. You can it's not all shaky. That's my favorite part about it. Yeah, in the perfectness of the circle, it's like it's a perfect little orb. I don't know, man.
It's just like a plasma ball of energy with a little eye in the middle or something.
Right.
I have no idea, but when you zoom in on it and like look closer to it and see like really look at all the detail and what the hell's going on with that thing. I mean,
Wow.
I'm just thinking, it's like for an hour and a half ish, I was just like,
what do you do?
what the fuck is going on? What is that? Like,
Man.
I don't know, man. And it's just, I've hung on to this for this many years till now. I mean, I figure, what the hell? I mean, everybody's seeing orbs everywhere. So like now the MIB won't come knocking at my door. Like, I don't know.
Well, definitely this is a place to show it. And like Benny said, kudos to you, man. You were drinking that night and you took some stable ass footage.
Absolutely, dude.
Expected that shit to be swaying back and forth across the screen.
Not bad, man. Not bad at all.
I tell you, you've seen something like that, sober you right the fuck up, man. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, shit, you turned into fucking Dennis Quaid in Independence Day, like you grabbed the fucking, he's sitting there peeking out the window.
I fell asleep in that shit just like this. I was hanging out on a chair. Like this, I woke up with it right on my side.
What was it? It was Randy Quaid, was it? Randy Quaid played like the fucking conspiracy theorist. Yeah,
Yes.
not Dennis Quaid.
No,
Randy
straight up, in real life though, he is a conspiracy theorist. They tried like ruining that guy. I don't know if you do a little homework on that dude, but
Oh yeah, I do remember back like several years ago hearing some weird ass shit about like what they were like he was going through and the stuff he was saying.
yeah.
And I mean, I have a strong feeling he's seen some crazy shit. Maybe not unlike this.
Absolutely. That's wild. I don't even know. It's honestly like there's a lot of stuff out today that's like, you know, and it's all very blurry. It's all very like, you know, it's tough, but like this, I mean, I know you, dude, and I've known you for a minute, dude.
Right.
And this is like I have no explanation. I mean, I love drones and shit, but like you could hear the ambient noise. You could hear cars going by like in the distance.
Yeah.
There's nothing coming from this, and I've got a couple little drones, and you could hear those blocks away, dude. Like for sure.
Fucking hands down. I have not seen a drone yet you can't hear. Not a single drone yet that you can't hear that I've ever seen.
Right.
I mean, that's some clean ass footage, man. It's I don't know. I can't. I mean, just if that. I mean, that's a trip. Just watching it, you guys can't even imagine what I felt like when I was seeing that.
For real.
Oh man. Yeah, it's like I wonder. I don't even know. It's like how do you even look up that, dude? Like,
That's quality, man.
It is quality. It is quality. For sure.
We'll leave it to the viewers. You know, leave some comments. Share this with your friends, man.
Yeah, maybe somebody
get it
else
out there. Get it out there.
Yeah. Maybe somebody else has seen something similar. Who knows? But
Somebody has to, man.
Right.
Like
Ooh,
somebody.
You know
is.
what? I totally forgot that I saw a video yesterday and the day before. Like the guys that I watch for content, they both played the same one of this chick that was down in Tampa.
Yeah.
Just recently with that mothership going on and all them orbs in the ocean. Yeah, she took a video and it was the closest I've seen of any of those orbs to that. It was almost identical, but still not as good, but pretty close. Mine still trumps that shit, but like I have seen just from that video that was pretty close.
I think I know I know which one you're talking about. It
It's
almost
some
looked like
chick.
there was two
Some chick.
moons at first, and then it fucking the one started moving and shit.
No,
No?
that's a different one.
You seen that one too, though, right?
It shows this it shows this chick that's like, yeah, I was just hanging out doing this, and then I saw something. Check it out. That's all. It's you had a little.
Oh, damn.
Little
Yeah, this was
intro,
like-
and then it went to that.
Some lady and some dude like going off about it. They're like, what the fuck? Basically, what the fuck is that? This is like going fucking bizarre.
You know, it's just as crazy, dude, because like with all that going on nowadays, like this, I saw this so far back, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, 2018.
This is the
was like
first generation.
The infancy of the fucking saga we're living right now, man.
Yeah, you saw the version 1.0.
Yeah, man.
Where was I? I was a test run.
Man, they thought they got away with it.
You ever have any like unknown bumps under your skin or anything like that?
Nope.
All right, man.
I stopped seeing those girls.
Yeah. A little bit of penicillin. I was back in the game.
Back in the game.
Oh man, that's wild.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my personal stories.
I fucking love that shit.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, get it out there. Tell your friends. But leave some comments. I want to know what you guys think. Let us know. Talk
Yeah.
about it.
For sure. For sure.
All right, who's next? Who we got?
You got Chambers.
All right, well, this is it's an interesting one, and I'll preference it to the audience the same way I do to everybody I tell the story. If I hadn't lived it, I would probably look at me like I was crazy, or I wouldn't.
But let me
believe a
tell you
fucking
something.
word.
Chambers told me this shit a couple years back, and this blows my fucking mind. You can't make this up, dude. This
Yeah, so like
insane.
it's fucked up. Like I tell everybody, you know, if I heard this coming from somebody else, I'd probably take it with a grain of salt. But living it myself, it opened my eyes to a lot. So my son was just about 2 years old, right? And he's an only child. You know, he's in an apartment by himself. And he would, go play like 2-year-olds do. He's doing stuff. He was pretty quick to talk and walk and all that stuff. He was on the spot, And at that age, I could have pretty good conversations with him, like full sentences. He wasn't like one of those kids that kind of lacked in the speaking department. But he would be playing, and he would always be talking about. I'm like, who's Evan? And he's like, oh, it's my friend. He'd act like the dude was there, And I'm just like, okay, whatever. He's got an imaginary friend, And this went on for a few weeks, and anyway, back at the time, we showed pictures earlier how winter in Wisconsin was. Not the best move on my end, but every once in a while it would be cold out. I would go in the bathroom, turn the fan on, and have a quick smoke, because I smoked cigarettes back then. So I always told my son, I'm like, listen, if the bathroom door is closed, don't ever come in there. I didn't want him exposed to it. I just wanted to let it rip.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I think I was switching over some laundry, puffing a quick smoke. All of a sudden the door flies open, and so he put out the smoke, fucking turn around to go tell him, hey, you don't do that. Well, the bathroom that we had was by the bedroom, which is at the back of the apartment. There's a computer nook all the way at the front of the apartment, on the opposite corner of the apartment. And he's sitting like crisscross applesauce, sitting there playing in the computer nook. And I'm like, why did you open the door? You know the rules. Like, I'm just trying to gently tell him, like, hey. And he's like, I didn't open the door. And I'm like, what do you mean you didn't open the door? The door just flew open. And he's like, no, Evan did. And like at that moment, I just had that like chill.
Oh.
And I'm like, I know what a fucking 2-year-old sounds like running across the floor,
Oh, yeah.
especially in an upstairs apartment. I'm like, there was no sound. He's sitting crisscross over there. By the time I turned around, looked out the door, and started
Right.
questioning him. There's no way he could even made it around the couch, wrapped around everything.
Right.
It's just impossible. Like you'd have to like basically leap from there and you'd still hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at this point I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, well, who's Evan? Well, he's my friend, and I'm like, well, I'm like, do you see Evan at like mom's house? He's like, no, only over here. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, well, how old's Evan? And he goes, he's 17. And a 2-year-old saying 17 is a very odd age to pick.
Agreed.
And
Yeah.
so while, in the millisecond that I'm calculating this, he goes, but he's dead.
Oh,
And
man.
I go, wait, I'm sorry, what? He goes, yeah, he was shot with like a rifle.
Whoa.
And
Wait, how old was your boy again?
2 years old. My son was 2. Where would he even get this from? Kids watching cartoons and
Yeah.
Power Rangers and like it's not like I'm watching horror movies with my 2-year-old and like things like that. So at this point I'm just kind of asking questions. I'm like, oh, he got killed with a rifle, just asking probing questions that anybody would to try and just see where he's coming up with this, right? And it was like maybe the next weekend, because I always have him every weekend, and like the next weekend I noticed he's not talking about Evan anymore. Evan's just out the picture. And I will kind of back up just a little track here. After he said this shit, I started deep diving because I was already like, I'm obviously a conspiracy theorist. You're watching the show.
Yeah.
I already researched the shit out of like stuff, and that was at like the pinnacle of like where I started. Like at that time, this was back in like 2010, and so I'm looking up like hunting accident, 17-year-old dies through gun. I'm trying anything I can, and I'm coming up with nothing. Like nothing for the area, nothing, just nothing. All I got is Evan. I don't have any last name to go off of, you know what I mean? And I'll be honest, we've talked about this on the show before. Back then was a little bit different, but I don't really believe in like human spirits roaming the earth. But back then I was a little bit more acceptable of it. So I did my due diligence, tried to research, try to see if I can come up with something. Some little tidbit, something that leads me somewhere, because there was like farmland out there at one time. There's probably trees, who knows, could have been hunting ground at one time, whatever. But Evan's just out of the picture. He's not even talking about him. I don't want to bring it up because I don't want to like resurface this weirdness, but I'm just letting it slide. And I'm like, okay, well maybe this just ran its course. And son goes back to my ex, and it's like a day or two after the weekend. I'm laying on the couch just watching some TV, jiving, and it was like somebody came right up to my fucking ear and they just whispered, "Tss." And I could like feel it off my fucking ear, dude. And all it did was say my name, and like the fucking hairs on my arm went up. I'm like, I just sat up and I'm like half frozen, half like scanning the area, like what the fuck was that? What was that? And I just kind of wrote it out. There's nothing I could do about it. I'm like, okay, did I just hear something in my just starting to fall asleep? But I'm like, no, not really. Like I'm watching, I know what's going on with the show. Like I'm in it, you know what I mean? Like, and so I started noticing that like repeatedly night after night, I would wake up in the middle of the night, and I would sleep on the couch most of the time because I would like watch TV and fall asleep. Plus I have a really bad back. So at the time, if I slept in my bed, it would take me like an hour or two just to get like, be able to stand upright. It would just fuck up my back.
Yeah.
So I was sleeping on the couch. Ironically, it worked better for me. So like, but I would wake up and I would like instantly just sit up like I know somebody's fucking in here, and I would always look like straight to the kitchen, but it'd be pitch black. I can't see shit, but I feel this presence. And I'm like, and it would be just unsettling, and there's nothing you can fucking do about it.
Right.
No idea. So I'm like really getting weirded out at this point. Like, okay, like maybe I'm getting in my own head. I'm like, whatever. About I don't know, maybe in a couple of days of going through like a week of that or whatever, all of a sudden I fucking have that voice in my ear again. And it said something and I don't know what it said the first time. But the second time, it actually did it twice. And it said, and this is going to sound really weird. Everybody's in the comments going to make some good jokes about it. I don't know what it means, but it goes, and I'm like, open my mouth? Fuck that shit. Zipping my lips. I don't want no demon dick in me. Like,
Yeah.
like this is weird. And again, like fucking chills, freaking out. And I mean, I was going through a lot in my life at this time. Like I had just left my ex-wife, maybe 5 to 6 months before that. I had lost my position at one of the jobs that I had, and I was going through like the custody, the family court shit. But on top of that,
There's something about with the paranormal, like interacting with people at vulnerable points in their life,
Yeah.
like when they're really stressed out,
Yeah.
down about things. It's like a easier way for them to
dude, it's an
they
open.
go in for the kill shot kind of shit.
Yeah.
All the way, even sometimes to possession.
Yeah, it's this guy is a lightweight. We can just lean on this motherfucker, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And I actually was gonna touch exactly on what you just said a little bit later in the story. So, I'm going through it. I had some other things going on that sometimes people do to other people when they break up and make up some things, and I was just having a rough time, so I was teetering on my faith because I had always been a Christian most of my life, but like I wasn't really living the word, you know what I mean? I was digging my head into conspiracy research, I'm just ignore the problems and they'll go away type mode. And I wasn't spending a lot of time like really thinking about God or anything like that, or just being a good person. And that's kind of where I was leaning with what Tazzle kind of chimed in with. So I started like thinking about this more, like and recognizing what he was saying, and like, okay, this is a fucking perfect storm. This wasn't a spirit that my son was playing with, an imaginary friend. Because what I realized was as soon as I acknowledged it, it dropped fucking with my son. And it clinched onto me. I was the target.
Damn.
It was
Damn,
using
dude.
my son to get me to acknowledge it. And I'll be honest, man, I spent a lot of times, like, because they talk about the witching hour and all this shit, and things would get the weirdest, like in the early morning hours and stuff. I would like purposely like go sit in the bathroom and like just research shit and stuff, and like wait till like 4 a.m. before I even try to go to bed, because like I was spooked. And I was shooketh.
Yeah, dude.
And the crazy thing is my son started getting night terrors. And I'm not sure, a lot of people probably can relate to this, but your kid wakes up, it looks like they're awake, but they're still asleep, and they are beside themselves. There's no snapping them out of it. They're crying, bawling, freaking out. And it's almost impossible. Like, you just got to ride it out, basically. He started getting night terrors out of nowhere. And I was dating a girl at the time, so I was starting to trickle this in and like let her know, like, hey, this really weird shit's happening. Like, I don't know what to make of it. All of a sudden, it ramped up. And like I said, I lived in an apartment, and I was in the upstairs apartment, and my patio like looked out to the parking lot and where the garages were and stuff. But there was a permanent light fixture on the side of my balcony, and then like on all the buildings, and they were set to go to when the sun was supposed to go down and when the sun was supposed to come up. So when the sun goes down, they come on. When the sun comes up, they go off. And I know that they were on a timer because daylight savings, they'd be fucked up by an hour.
Yeah, and this is the part of the story that I specifically really remember when you told me this. I was like, whoa, dude.
This shit gets weird, man. Okay, so sorry, I need to wet my whistle.
Yeah, hydrate.
The light on the side of my apartment was obvious. You know, even with the blinds closed, you can tell it's on. as I said back then, I smoked cigarettes. So I'll go on the balcony, smoke cigarettes. This light would always be on. But if I left the apartment, as soon as I would get to the end of the walkway, that light would go out without fail every fucking time. And as soon as I would arrive back, get out of my car, whether it was with groceries, whether I was just coming back from something, as soon as I hit that walkway, boom, it would turn on. Sometimes even right when I parked, boom, it would turn on.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, this is fucked up. So
Yeah,
my
dude.
girlfriend hits me up one day and she's like, you want to go watch a movie? It just happened to be one of those fucking Paranormal Activity movies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you know, I like scary movies and
Perfect.
shit, you know, fuck it.
Right,
And,
nothing
tell
like
her.
pouring gasoline on a fire. Huh?
yeah, I was really
Right?
shuffling the deck with one hand there at that point, you know. But so I tell her, I'm like, I need you to do something for me. When you come over, I need you to come in. I need you to leave with me. So I tell her, like, basically what I told you guys. I'm like, watch, when we walk out, we get, because she was going to drive. I'm like, when we get to your truck, that light's going to go out. And I go, when we come back, I'm like, I'm telling you, because you could see the apartment, like, as you're winding through the, like, lane of apartment buildings. I'm like, you're going to see that light's off. As soon as we park this vehicle and or get out of it, that light will turn back on. Sure as shit. As soon as I got out of the truck and we came back, we were driving down, lights off. Turned off when we left. Coming back, lights off. As soon as we park and I got out of the vehicle, boom, light turns on. And she ended up not coming up. She's like, I'm going to go because she had to work in the morning and all this shit. And it was the Paranormal Activity movie where the little girls have the demon named Toby.
Yeah.
And they, like, the one girl runs right into him, like into like nothing, you know?
Yep.
So we just watched that one. I'm basically living this shit. You know what I mean? And my girlfriend at the time or whatever, she goes, say hi to Toby for me. And I'm like, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I'm like, for real. I'm like, I'm going through some shit here.
For real.
I'm going through some shit here, like, and I'm trusting you with, like, telling you what I'm going through.
Right.
And you're gonna fucking say hi to Toby for me. Like, fuck you. What the fuck?
What a bitch.
Yeah, I didn't, you know, the movie didn't scare me, but that fucking shook the shit out of me.
Yep.
Going back up there. And so I started noticing some other weird shit happen, and it had to do with lights. So where I live, where I looked, there was like a farm that was next to the apartment complexes, and now across that was Wisconsin Avenue, and then there's that Costco, right? That wasn't built when I first moved in there. So I was open, but there was all those other little bit, you know, there's like a body shop, there's those other apartments out there. I started realizing when I would look over and see a lit light, it would turn off. And then I'd look at another one specifically and it would turn off.
Damn.
So the next time my girlfriend's over, I'm like, come on here and check this out. I'm like, you see that light there? I'm like, right on the corner of the building, like the front left corner. And she's like, yeah. And all of a sudden, boom. I'm like, okay, you see that apartment complex way back there? And I'm like, the light right by the entrance there? Boom. And she's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what? Dude, I'm telling you, like, there's some weird shit going on here. I don't know what to make about it. And I hear knocking too. There'd always be some weird knocking, or it would sound like some shit fell over. Like all my son's toys just like fell over in the room, like somebody ransacked it. I'd go in the fucking bedroom and everything would be fine. And like, it would be like one of those nights too when you're like actually fucking calm and just vibing for once. And all of a sudden you just hear this ruckus, like two kids are fucking wrestling in the other room, and or some shit's getting knocked over, and everything would just be in place. So now it's getting even fucking crazier. Like, I'm starting to think I'm fucking losing my mind. Like, I'm like, dude, maybe I got schizophrenia.
Wait, so this happened at those apartments?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like
not where I live now, but where I lived before.
Yeah, over by the mall.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
See your notepad quick.
So,
I don't want to forget this time. I remembered.
Nice. Nice.
You know, I got into, I was never a big video game player except for when I was like a little kid, but when I learned about online gaming and playing Call of Duty and stuff like that, and realizing that I could actually talk shit to the people that I'm killing, I really jumped into that. It took a hold for me. So I did a lot of gaming in the evening, realizing I could shit talk and play video games killing people at the same time. It was fun. So I'm sitting there playing Xbox. I got the boys on the headset, you know, we're all chit-chatting. And all of a sudden I just freeze. And through the hallway, coming down the hallway is about maybe 3 feet off the ground. A fucking mist. And it's not like a cloud, like a little cloud. It's like a trail of fucking mist. And this shit comes from the down the hallway, wraps, goes right in front of the fucking TV, and then like kind of dissipates over by like where the fireplace was. Like just slowly vanishes. And I'm like quiet as shit, and obviously when I get to talking I don't shut the fuck up, so all the people on the mic are like, yo, what's up, you there? And I'm like, you won't believe the shit that I just fucking saw. And I'm telling them, and they're like, no way. And they're like, you're just fucking with us. I'm like, no, dude, I'm telling you, like, just watch this. I just watched it happen. Like, I'm like, nobody's smoking, there's nothing. I mean, I got the patio doors closed, the fireplace is off. Like, where would even mist be coming from the bedroom? Nobody else is home except for me. Like, there's nothing. I'm even sniffing for smoke to see if there's some electrical fire or something weird going on. Nothing. Just this fucking weird mist. And it was like the lightest vape you could. It was like if you took a vape and then cut that like in half, like dissipated that density in half. Man. And it was only like 3 feet off the ground. It was weird. So obviously at this point I'm starting to like look for solutions. Like, okay, what am I dealing here? At this point I'm convinced like I'm dealing with some demonic activity. Like, this is well beyond any kind of human spirit or whatever. And at that point, like, I think that was pretty much a point where I pretty much just threw that fucking out the window. I'm like, dude, this is a fucking demon, I'm telling you. I could tell my girlfriend was being nice and like listening to me and like taking me at face value, but there was this like reservation in her head, like, this guy's fucking with me. Because let's face it, I do fuck with people, but I could tell she was being more nice than like believing what I'm telling her. So we end up going on vacation down to the Dells. Leaving the apartment behind. I'm gonna get a couple of days, stay at a hotel, fucking chill. And like I said, this is around 2010 or whatever. So we end up getting our room. It was like one of the first nights, and we got back from like, you know, bouncing around, doing shit, like checking out the town. We didn't go to like any water parks that day. We just kind of like bumped around downtown, ate food, whatever. And we got back, and there was a Jersey Shore marathon on MTV. I never seen Jersey Shore before that day, but she was one of those reality show girls. She loved watching it. And I'm like, what is this? And she's like, oh, it's that Jersey Shore. Anyway, I started cracking up because there are all characters on there. And and next thing I know, I'm like watching it too. This is some entertaining shit over here, you know?
We all got sucked into that,
right? Like fucking Pauly D, my boy.
GTL.
You know? Right? Fucking just cracking up watching this. And I was always a night owl, so like me falling asleep first was like unheard of. She ends up falling asleep. I'm still watching fucking back-to-back Jersey Shore episodes, and all of a sudden I fucking hear some weird ass shit, like whispering, like muttering, coming from like almost by like the air conditioner and shit, right? And I'm thinking, okay, you know what? You're in a hotel, weird sounds. Sometimes when it kicks in, it's old. They probably have shitty units. Everybody, you know, who fucking knows? It's probably just some weird shit. So anyway, I end up falling asleep, and I wake up the next morning, and she's just getting out of the shower and like got dressing ready and shit. And I kind of wake up to like her getting ready, and I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should just jump in the shower too, because obviously we're gonna go do some shit, you know. And I start making my way over to the bathroom, and she's like, you know, girls will like kind of tidy up the sheets because they don't want to look like slobs and shit, you know, in case the maid comes through or whatever. And she's kind of like tidying up the corners of the sheets, but she's giving me this side look, like what, she'll be fixing it, and she was kind of like looking me the side, look back down, look back up at me, and finally I'm like, what the fuck is it? And she's like, oh, it's nothing. I'm like, dude, the look on your face tells me that it's not nothing. Like something's going on here. And she's like, well, I just really do. I wasn't going to bring it up. I didn't want to talk about it. I'm like, the cat's out the bag now. Like, you know, fucking just come out with it. Otherwise this is going to be weird. And so she looks at me and she goes, well, last night I woke up and you were talking in your sleep. And I go, and she goes, well, I like leaned over you to put like my ear over your mouth so I could hear what you're saying and see if you're having like a nightmare or something. That way I could wake you up. And she goes, but it wasn't until I got my ear over your mouth that I realized that the voice was coming from next to the bed. And I look at her and I'm like,
What?
what did it say? And she goes, honestly, I couldn't make it out, but it sounded like a fucking gremlin or something. And I just look at her and I go, do you believe me now? And she goes, yep. And I'm like, I fucking told you. So anyway, we go through this vacation, not much more incidents, get back, dealing with the minor shit, the knocking, the fucking sounding like a damn avalanche in the other room. Lights are still doing the weird shit. I'll try to wrap this up. So anyway, I start delving into what can I do. Fucking got sage, tried to sage the bitch.
Oh yeah.
Shit didn't fucking do nothing for me.
Yeah.
Didn't do shit for me. Maybe I did it wrong, but I was like, I know I got to work from one corner, have the windows open, you know. I'm trying like old school shit here.
Yeah.
I got somebody gave me holy water for no fucking reason. They're just like, hey, I think you need this. They didn't even know about the story, and they're like, just people
gotta
start
get an
giving me
Indian to
religious
come over.
artifacts and shit. You've seen the shrine.
What?
My apartment, like how there's like rosaries and like weird religious shit on that one table.
Oh, yeah.
That's all shit people just gave me randomly. Like for no reason. They're like, I just feel like you need this. Like
Couldn't hurt.
like rosary beads and weird shit. Like the medals, like I got like a little medal on my keychain and like what anyway. So I'm going through this and then I'm kind of at my wit's end here. Like I'm like, either I'm going fucking nuts. I got some serious fucking paranormal shit going down here, and I'm pretty
we
sure
got a
it's
problem.
demonic. Like at this point, I'm beyond like there's a ghost. This is fucking demonic shit. And so all of a sudden, I have this epiphany, and this is what brought me back to my faith. To be honest with you, I finally realized in my head, I'm like, if this is real, God is real. Because you can't have one without the other. If this is a demon, if this is evil, then good exists, God exists. The yin and the yang.
You gotta have balance.
You got
right?
and I'm like, and at that point, it was like I almost got my superpower back, and I was like, so I like kind of pondered it for like a day or two and sat on it, and not much happened. I'll be honest. And then one day I came back from getting groceries. It was like the afternoon, it was like a daytime thing, and I walked in. And I remember just setting the bags of groceries down because I lived alone for most times, like just 2 bags. And I fucking went off. I'm screaming at nothing. It's an empty house. I'm fucking screaming, get the fuck out of my place. You have no authority here. Through Jesus Christ, I have more power in my pinky than you do in your Old Dominion.
Yep.
You know, I'm like just basically took back my space. And I'll tell you, you could feel it. The
Nice.
fucking atmosphere change. Like it just was like calm,
Hell yeah, dude.
and like I could even feel it in myself. Like I was like, damn, like I feel really weird about what I just did, but like I feel really good about the outcome.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like really nothing for the most part happened after that. Oh shit, I totally forgot about this too. Before that even happened, I gotta throw this in. So like I said, my girlfriend heard that fucking voice and everything. She started getting sleep paralysis.
Bro.
And she was fucking even seeing shit like in the windows and stuff, dude. She would call me at like 3 a.m, like freaking out. It happened again. It happened again. And I'm like, dude, now I'm affecting other fucking people with this shit. But anyway, fast back forward to where we were. I took my life back, took my space back. And throughout that, things calmed down.
Yeah.
I moved forward with my life, and every once in a while I would get like a triple knock or just something small, and honestly I would literally laugh and I just say nice try, and it would like go away. But every once in a while
they say the if an entity is messing with you and anything with 3, they're
Yeah.
mocking the Holy Trinity.
yeah
And that's one way that they like to fuck with you.
yeah it would be like real light. It would be almost like somebody's on the other wall, outside the wall, going and it would be just light enough where I knew it wasn't the door, but or it would be like another one of those things where like it sounds like things are moving but like nothing's out of place. But I just stopped getting up and looking. Like at that point I was just so confident in myself. I had my faith back. I was feeling good. Like I just didn't fucking care. And I'm gonna wrap this up here because most of the crazy shit is over with except for this. So I moved to my new place. And every once in a while, I would catch shit coming out the side of my eye. Even at the old place, I'd sometimes even see like a light shoot. It would be like a green light or something. It'd be really weird. But I would catch that every once in a while at my new place, and I was like, well, new place, I don't know. And once in a while, I would still get that thing where it would sound like something's moving in the bedroom. But again, I would laugh. I would literally laugh and say, you know, there's no point. You got nothing here. And I met this girl, and she claimed to be like kind of like a white witch, or like she claimed to be able to speak to spirits, see the other side. I didn't put a whole lot of stock into it, but who the fuck was I to question her after what I went through? So interesting enough, like I never really naysayed her. I just kind of listened to what she had to say and blah blah blah. Well, I never told her any of this story at all. One day she's like, hey, you want to hang out? She came over. We ended up watching I think it was like Game of Thrones or something. I introduced her to that, and we would watch a few episodes, and then she's like, all right, well, you know, it's late, like I'm gonna get going and shit. And I'm like, cool, you know, because we weren't like dating or anything, we were just friends, you know. And I'm like, cool, you know, I'll catch you later. This is the first time she ever came over to my house, and she's about to get to the door, and she turns around and she goes, just so you know, you got like these little like creepy crawlies kind of like running around, you know. And I'm thinking, dude, fucking roaches or something, because I live in an apartment complex. I'm like don't
Dude,
fucking
like,
say that.
You're like a super germaphobe.
Yeah, dude,
like super cool.
I'm like hand sanitizer 10 times every episode. You guys just don't see it.
Have you ever seen this guy's crib? Dude, super clean.
Everything's got its place, let's just say that. But so I'm freaking out thinking like, what are you talking about? Roaches? Do you see a rodent? Like what are we? And she goes, oh no. She goes, you got like these little shadow creatures that are kind of hanging out here. And I'm like, oh yeah? Tell me a little bit more. And and she goes, well, at one time they were a lot bigger. She goes, but they're very, very small now, so you must not be paying attention to them. And I go, it's kind of interesting you say that. I go, because I do catch little things out the side of my eye every once in a while. It looks like something passes through like the kitchen area or something like that. And I kind of do the double take, but like, I'm like, whatever, you know, and I move on with my day. And she's like, yeah. She's like, just ignore it. Like, don't give it any power. Don't give it any credence, whatever. And I go, next time you come to hang out, I'm going to tell you a story.
Yeah.
And next time we hung out, I told her the story that I just told y'all.
Dude, that's crazy. I love it. I love it.
It was a wild ride.
That's wild,
I'm sure
man.
there's a lot that I forgot or some details I did, but we'd be here all night if I did that.
No, I think the coolest part is how you were able to just claim your space back, man. Like, you know, because I've been in a similar headspace, and it's overwhelming until you can kind of combat it somehow. So,
Yeah.
It's a mental game, you know,
It really is.
somewhat, and spiritual. Question I do have, to this day, do you still get knocks here and there, or anything that pops up, or are they're like too small now? Like,
I do. They still
when was the most recent?
Maybe like a week ago.
Damn.
Sometimes it even sounds like it's somebody at the front door, and I know better than we talked about this. I'm like, I ain't opening that shit.
yeah, dude.
But It
Still
it's
lingering
very
to this
low.
day.
It'll be like 1, 2, 3. Usually it's usually a triple knock. Like I won't lie, I've heard a couple double. A couple times I've actually have made the walk into like the bathroom or the bedroom because it'll sound like something like fell and like I'll be like, what the fuck? Like everything's in its place. There's nothing laying on the ground. No chair knock. You know what I mean? Things do happen. Picture falls off the wall, whatever. But that it doesn't happen to me. Everything's always where it's supposed to be.
Right.
And here's the weird thing, and I'm not gonna say any names or anything, but the person that I'm talking to now has the same set of the battery operated candles. You know, you can remote turn on candles. And it was one of the funny things when we first started talking. I'm like, cool candles. And I had the same exact ones, right? Well, all of a sudden one day, every single candle stopped working and all the batteries were dead in every single one of them. He replaced the batteries. And since then, every time she leaves the room and comes back, they are on. Or at least a couple of them will be on.
Nice.
You passed it on to her.
I don't know if I passed it on or not, but I will tell you this. It has to do with lights. It never happened before I talked to her, and I did tell her this story.
Damn.
Damn, dude.
That's awesome.
So if you're watching, beware. You might be next.
Love
But
it, man.
yeah, it's a trip. But the key that I found is not giving any credence, not giving any power or acknowledgement, like trying to ignore it as much as possible, which sometimes is hard. I mean, when weird things happen, you want to investigate or check it out, but having that confidence that you're just safe, like being as a Christian with my faith, I just ride with that. And I feel confident that things are
Keep the
okay.
faith.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
take from that what you will, man. You know, it's like I said, if I heard it come from somebody else, I'd be like, but I lived it. I've had some witnesses, and I know y'all know I won't make this shit
That's
up.
it's a pretty wild story. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not something that like you just make up. You know, like
Right.
If I was gonna make it up, I'd make it a lot cooler. I'll be honest. I'd be like, fucking fires were starting on the stove, huh? You know, shit with, you know, I'd make it really cool, you know. But no, that's what I went through, man.
oh, good
man.
story, man.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Thank you for sharing that. That's
Hey.
awesome.
Yeah,
My pleasure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so we got a story from Benny here.
Yeah.
Benny.
Got a couple, and while you were telling yours, dude, there's some similarities. Not like strong ones, but like the same vibes for sure.
Okay.
The first one, very short. It's not nearly as in depth, but it's something that I'll never forget for the rest of my life. I was in an apartment maybe 10 years ago now. Yeah, probably about 10 years. And I had been there for maybe a month. And it was downtown, like an older place. It's right downtown, kind of by the avenue, not on the avenue, but by the library. Just, it's like an older brick building. And it was just me there. I had my room set up and I was watching TV, like I fall asleep with the TV on. And I remember I woke up, and you know, when you wake up, you're just kind of like looking around, just slowly or whatever. And the first thing that happened right when I woke up, I heard a voice clear as day, but like not in the same room. It was like an apartment over, or like not in my apartment, through a brick wall, very muffled, but like I could make out every word. And then it said, "He's awake." And I was like, ooh,
What?
Fuck that.
What?
No.
didn't like that. It sent me, like, it freaked me out. Like, you know, I was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
To this
Wait,
day,
what?
I can't explain it. I really can't. But I will say that it happened a total of 3 times. The exact same thing. Right when you're waking up, dude, it's like, I don't know if you've ever lived in an apartment pop.
The same thing.
Dude, he's awake. right. It's you know, sometimes if you live in an apartment building, you can like hear muffled, like maybe your neighbor has their TV
Right.
on and it's very very distant. But you
But,
can never
like,
really make out what they're saying.
As you wake up,
As I woke up,
Wake?
dude, like the first thing that, you know, usually you wake up, you're a little groggy, you might reach for your phone. Like it was right after that, like I came conscious again. I didn't reach for my phone, but like in that like few seconds where you're just sitting there, he's awake, and it happened 3 times. It never happened again.
Yo.
wait, the third time that happened, what were you thinking?
I was like, this needs to stop. I ended up moving.
Well, hey,
Right the fuck out of there.
y'all have heard me say this on this podcast multiple times, and I don't want to slow your story down, but I'll tell you this. What I always say, 2 is a coincidence, 3 is a pattern.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I really can't explain that. It freaked me out, made me uneasy. I don't know. It felt like I had cameras on me.
Good shit.
There was 2 things going through my mind. Was this is some weird ass paranormal shit, or somebody's fucking watching this, dude. This is some 13 camera shit.
Right.
Did you ever see that movie?
No.
Fucking watch it.
What?
13 cameras.
Dude, I lived it, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, what
So
a trip.
so
Damn.
that creeped me
So,
out.
so how long before you moved out after the third time?
Probably I didn't pay. It was a month to month, and I was like, that's it. I think my parents were on vacation, so I just stayed at their house. I was like, this it. I'm gonna go get my shit.
So that day was
I was
the last
done.
day?
I was fucking done, dude. Yeah.
I can't blame you. And
Yeah.
I don't
No
want to.
shit.
Is that the end of that story? Just out of curiosity.
Yep.
I don't want to insert myself again, but I did forget one key component of my story. So
Yeah.
this is bringing it back to my story. So anyway, this cool dude from like fucking Pennsylvania ended up moving into the apartment across the hall from me, right? So he was still facing forward like I was, but he moved in. And we ended up just kind of talking and passing and stuff. He was just a younger guy, but he ended up working with this guy I used to know. So we ended up clicking. Love cigars, love drinking scotch, you know. So he'd invite me over because back then I was like, fuck yeah, smoke a cigar, drink some scotch. We ended up getting like this brand new TV and surround sound system. And he invited me and like these 2 other nerds that lived in this other apartment that we were cool with to come over and watch what the fuck. I don't remember. I think we watched Avatar or something, like to have the whole cinematic experience. But anyway, people were having a few drinks, and the two computer nerds, they fucking left because they like built computers and worked at the Geek Squad and shit. So we just called them the nerds, and they ended up going, and I was about to leave, and he goes, hey, hold on, man. He's like, you lived here the longest. He's like, I got a question for you. And I'm like, I've been waiting for this. And he goes, what do you mean? And I go, just ask me the question. And he goes, you ever hear like weird shit? Here, like, I'm like, what kind of weird shit? And he goes, I don't know, like knocking, things are moving around. They're almost like somebody's in the apartment, and you like go to check and there's nobody there. And I start smiling and I go, yeah, I do. And he's like, well, what happened? And I go, this is a pretty decent story. You ready for this? And he's like, I don't know if I want to hear it. I'm like, you might need to. And I go, here's the weird thing about this story is I go, and I told him the story that I told you all before. I go, but before you moved in here, there was a couple from New York City that moved in here while they were building their house. It was an older white dude, like not old, but like late 50s.
Sure.
And then couldn't be more than late 30s, like Trinidadian chick, and she kind of looked like Rihanna. She was cute, like you know, but she was they were really cool. Like they'd always be sitting on the porch, what's up, Chambers, you know. Me and Mason went grocery shopping one time. This is after I had ended my weirdness of this. We come home one day and it's glowing red through the freaking windows there, like every window's just emitting red. We're like, what? And we're carrying the groceries in, we're hearing like tribal beating, like drum beating and stuff, and chanting. And Mason obviously didn't say my version of this, but we said the same exact thing at the same time because I set the groceries down to unlock the door, and we both look at each other, and I go, "What the hell is that?" And he's like, "What the heck is that?"
Yeah.
I go, "I don't know, but let's get inside." And I never asked them about it. Like, I wasn't gonna ask her, like, "Hey, are you some voodoo priestess or whatever?"
Right.
But anyway, it was really weird that there's a red glow coming from the whole freaking apartment over there, tribal beating and chanting. So I don't know if she was just listening to some back home music or whatever the fuck it was, but I will tell you, after that, I did notice more knocking between their apartment and my apartment, because even though the staircase went between us, the computer nooks locked up.
Oh, sure.
So you could tap. If I knocked
shared
on my
wall.
they would be able to hear it. Like if I knocked hard enough. I started noticing it coming from there and the little closet that was off the closet. But I still steadfast. I'm not fucking paying attention to this shit. Fuck it. So that's why I brought that up. It's very ironic that he's like, "Hey, do you ever hear or see weird?"
Dude.
And he was in the fucking apartment. Like, I feel like she re-stirred the fucking shit up with some voodoo session or something.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know. I'm speculating for real. But I forgot about that whole part of it until you were talking about the...
Dude, that's the thing. Like, I can't explain it. I don't know what scientific instrument I could put up to tell me, like, okay, this is what that noise is. But, like, I encourage everybody to, like, pay attention to, like, the outer edges of your hearing. It's like, it's hard to explain, but it's like somebody, if it's like, think if your neighbor has a TV on or something and it's loud, and you can kind of hear, it's not silent, but you can hear sometimes you can pull things out of that, and sometimes it's just a TV, but sometimes, I don't know, you might want to think about moving.
Pay attention to your peripheral hearing.
Yeah, just right on the outer
There's
edges.
only 3 options. Deal with it, move, find Jesus.
Yep.
Jesus.
Or whatever deity that you respect.
Oh man,
We're
I've got
open
two
here.
more short things. One of them, again, ties into one of the things you said. This only happened to me when I was a little kid, probably 4, maybe 5 years old, right at the beginning of memory. I was sleeping, and this has never happened in my adult life, but I'll never forget it, like, ever. The sleep paralysis. Have you guys ever had it?
I've never had it.
But you're familiar with it? No.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend had it, yeah.
It's something else. It's like a lucid dream gone wrong. With a lucid dream, you wake up. You don't wake up. You realize that you're in your dream.
You realize you're in a dream and can like
full
control it.
Full control. Yep. You want to fly, baby? We're flying. You know, like, so it's fucking cool.
On that note,
yeah,
they just came out with a lucid dream headband thing you can purchase, so that every time you go to sleep and you put this thing on,
bro,
it causes you to lucid dream.
How much is it? I want to get one.
I'm not sure,
Well,
but I do know they just came up with it. You know what? And I will be like here and here. I'm gonna drop some pictures. You guys will see them.
Oh,
Nice.
man.
Well, have you guys ever lucid dreamed, or you got like the control? You like
No.
it's
No, I
It's
don't.
one of
I
the-
don't dream a whole lot anymore. But
Same.
I've had some messed up dreams.
oh for sure,
Okay.
for sure.
I'll tell you this. One, I've never been aware that I was dreaming while I'm dreaming, because me and my aunt used to have these discussions a lot. I've never lucid dreamed. I've never had sleep paralysis, but I have some fucking insane, dystopian, crazy ass, wild fucking dreams.
Really?
And I keep a dream log. And I keep it on my phone, notepad, so when I wake up, I'll put it down.
I gotta
And
start doing that.
I'll tell you this. When we get to 200 subs, if you guys want me to do Chambers Dream Log episode,
Dude.
I will fucking
Hey,
read my
You know
dreams.
what? We'll all pick a dream or two.
Yeah.
We all got like everyone has
Yeah.
a dream or
Occasionally.
two that they'll never forget that sticks out.
Yep.
So we'll do a dream segment.
That's a good call. Yeah.
Very good call. I love that. And the only caveat that I have to your question is that I have had recurring dreams that were exactly the same every time.
Oh man, I'm always
That's
jealous
weird.
of people that have those. I've never experienced it.
Fucking insane, bro.
Yeah, oof. That's I like the prospect, but it's so uncontrollable. Like, you know, being able to like, you know, you fall asleep. I don't have enough mental control to know what's going on. You know, it just happens. I've had a few lucid dreams and they're amazing. Every time it's like flying, but I'll get to my point with the sleep paralysis. When I was a kid, 4 or 5 years old, I realized that I was dreaming and I knew I had to wake up, and it was bizarre. Like, because in a lucid dream, you want to stay in the dream and you want to keep flying around. It's fucking awesome. With this sleep paralysis, the difference is it's like you wake, you become aware in your dream, and then you're like, okay, it's time to wake up now. Like when you want to exit the dream, you can't. And that's terrifying. I remember I was 4 or 5 years old, and I was taking my eyes and I was trying to open them physically, and I was like, well, I have ideas. Like, how do you get out of this dream? That happened a few times, and every time I got back, it was like I was an outer body experience. I could see myself, and then I would go back into myself, and then I would finally wake up. It was so strange.
No way.
Yeah, and that only happened when I was a child. Never in recent years. But like, it's just the feeling that you're trapped. It's like, okay, you know you're dreaming. You want to wake up. That's the only thing you want to do, and you're incapable of doing it. You're like, I don't know what to do now. Like, this is fucking bizarre. Crazy.
That would trip me the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know what? I got one question for you guys that pertains to this. Do you guys believe in levitation?
I think,
Not much thought into it.
I guess I haven't really thought about it, but like vibrations, frequencies, I think put it in the plausible category, maybe.
Okay.
You mean levitating while you're dreaming or sleeping?
Yeah.
I've seen some videos. I'm not sure if I buy into it, but I don't know.
I'm only going to leave this, and I don't know for sure, but when I was a kid, like you were saying, maybe kindergarten, first grade-ish, took a nap, woke up, and when I woke up, the bed was down here, and I hit the mattress. Like, I woke up and bounced off the mattress. And I don't know if I like did one of those weird jumps, like, you know, but when I woke up and my eyes open, I wasn't looking at sheets here. I'm looking at sheets like about 1 foot to 2 feet away.
Damn.
I can't call it. I don't know. Maybe it was just in my kid mind. But when I remember bouncing off the mattress, you know, when you like jump on the bed and you kind of have that dunk. That was it.
That's wild.
And that's
it.
it.
Makes me think of, have you ever had those really short dreams where you like you die or something and then you wake up like
Falling
just
dreams.
Oh yeah, something's chasing you. You know, right before it gets you.
I had one where I was skateboarding from like one curb to another across the street. I hit a stone, fell headfirst toward the curb, and then boom, up like a fucking
Yeah, you jerk just like to sleep awake.
yeah.
You're like, whoa.
All right, the last thing that I wanted to talk about, and this is the most relatable one, I think. Have you ever seen Basketball? You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When he's driving his car and the radio is narrating, he's like, and those, you know, and your best friend that really sucks at the, and he's like, and it's just everything, and then it gets like to the, and those warts on your dick weren't gonna go away, and he's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, and it's just real. Like, I've had this, and again, I feel like most people can relate to this, but like, I've had some of them take the cake. There was one time, you know, where if you're listening to the TV or the radio, and maybe you say something and then it's echoed, or you're thinking something and they say it, it's
It
just like
answers you.
uncanny timing. And I know it's probably just a coincidence.
Okay, real quick.
Yep.
I keep forgetting to do this. I would tell myself I started logging it. Like within the last like 6 months is when I started like like going like, what the fuck? Because it's just been happening to me for a while,
when you hear the
but I just
phrase.
started catching onto it, like, and it's happening at least I would say once or twice a week now. I think about somebody, and they either call me or text me within like minutes, half hour, and
Jeez.
I haven't heard from Dave in a while. Boom. I look at my phone, there's a text from him.
Yeah.
Like, what the dude? And it's phone calls, and it's like people randomly that I haven't talked to or spoken to in a while, and I just think about them, and
Yep.
boom, they're there. And,
Yeah,
like,
man.
it happens
Law
to
of
me
attraction
so
shit.
much.
Keep a log, dude. Keep a log. Just keep track of it.
It's crazy.
That's pretty.
Because chances are it's not going to just stop. Like, so just keep a log, and maybe you can after a while you get a page filled up. You can start to notice patterns or something. I don't know. That's my
It
thinking.
just happened yesterday. Again, like it's happening as time goes on, more and more and more, and to the point where there it is again. There it is
Dude.
again. There it is again.
Dude, I got a really cool video. I'm gonna remind me to send it to you later because I just watched it the other day, and it's talking about it's a religious video, but it's talking about how you like know that you have a purpose and like how you kind of see the signs and shit. And it delves a little bit into like seeing like what they call angel numbers, like 444, 333, that kind of shit. But then it starts talking into about exactly what you were talking about, and how it's almost like a calling to you. It's like you fucking got this like discernment, like you already know what's gonna happen, and you're like, and you were talking about the phrase shit. Remember a couple of episodes back where you'd hear a phrase and then you hear it over and over again throughout the week?
That too.
Yeah, it talks about that shit too, bro.
This
Write it
shit,
all
this
down.
shit keeps it like, look. I'm paying attention. Like, okay, I see it. I got it. You know.
You just gotta figure out what that
I
purpose
hear
is,
it.
man.
Like what's going on? Why? It's
You know what it makes me think of? If you ever played The Sims, or like if you're aware of it.
I'm aware of it.
Yeah, it's I don't play it, but I had an ex that was really into it. And you can fuck with dudes. Like you can just like have like a dude that you're like a whole city full of people. You can fuck with specific dudes and just like, you know. So that's what I always think about.
that's
you know?
me, dude.
Yeah.
That's
You're the guy.
Tony's living the fucking Truman Show right now, dude.
I'm the fucking guy, dude. Knock it the fuck
Careful.
off.
They might just invite more.
Fucking Benny's sitting at his computer hacking into code, just fucking with Tazzle day after day.
Dude, what the fuck, man?
That's what I always think of. But like you said, 2 is a coincidence, 3 is not.
Yeah, it's a pattern, man.
I'm
There's-
beyond that
yeah.
shit. Dude, like I see it. Whatever the hell, whoever the hell, like you got my attention. All right.
It makes me wonder if, because I feel like it happens to everyone, and most people are just NPCs. They don't.
Yeah.
They just go about their day, and they're just like whatever. And if you point it out, they're just like, "Nah, I'm fucking crazy." But like I think just being aware of it is important. I don't know why.
Dude, I
but
can't
think
turn.
so.
I can't turn it to fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
No.
like
I feel like there's two different types of people with that. Like you said, there's those people that just are like whatever, and then there's the people that once they recognize it, they can never unsee it.
right.
And
Yeah, all I
I'm
can
one
think
of
is-
I'm the number two. I'm fucking once I
Right.
notice it, I'm fucked.
Right. I don't know if it's like a hint or if it's just a gag or if it's like, you know, a little Easter egg to let you know that you're on the right track. Keep doing it. You're
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah.
Little breadcrumbs.
I gotta get some sort of conclusion out of it. Like
Yeah.
there's I really feel that there's something going on, man. I don't know.
Something's calling you in a certain direction. Like there's a purpose for you that like you're working your way towards, and like once you hit it, maybe it'll just like fucking stop because it's like, all right, you made it here.
Well, I always play the tape forward. Like, think like, okay, so say we're old, we pass away, you go to wherever, you wake up, and there's a guy, and he's like, ask me anything. I'll be like, dude, was that you that was fucking with me? And he's gonna be like, yeah, you caught that? All right, cool.
Sorry about that. Me and the boys, we were having a couple of brews, you know.
Yeah, we're sorry, man. It was funny the first time, and we thought maybe
There wasn't a lot going on in the world that day. You know, we were like, fuck.
and then you know, it just kind of became a thing, and then our friends started making bets, and we were like,
Like, you know, every Friday night we'd be sitting around, we'd be like, you want to pull a Benny? Fuck yeah, let's pull a couple of Bennies.
yo, call up the boys, we're pulling a Benny.
Right?
Imagine that you die, you wake up and you're in a place, there's a guy, and then like some people walk and you're like, dude, Ben, hey, he's awake.
Oh, shit. Damn. Dude, you could write a script off of that shit. That was fucking sick.
For real.
Yeah, he's awake. They all are taking bets. Yeah, he's going this time. He's gonna be out of there. Number 3.
Yeah. For real. That's what it feels
That
like.
was an epic conclusion. He's awake.
Dude,
Jeez,
there's
we're nothing but entertainment.
well, exactly. It's a hell of a show. No, so
Fuck
dude,
yeah.
there was one particular time where I think I must have been in a car. It was the TV. There were 4 distinct times, like almost in a row, where I was having a conversation with somebody and I said something just out of pocket, you know, something that you don't say often. I think I said like something about ride the merry-go-round. And then the TV immediately had the thing about like a children's thing, like come ride the merry-go-round. I was like, well, that was fucking weird. Dude. And then I think I pointed it out. I was like, are you hearing this? And then the next commercial, maybe 10 seconds later, said like, I can't believe you won't believe you won't believe you're hearing this or something like this. It was like an echo. The third one was I think I was like, this better not happen one more time. And then the next commercial, you know, come on out one more time. We'd love to see you. And it's just like, what the fuck, dude? This is all happening within the span of like 45 seconds to a minute, just several commercials. And then I finally said, like, I'm done with this. Like, see you later. I'm out. And then there's a thing like with a person waving, like, we'll see you guys later.
Fuck.
What?
It was too much. It was too much.
Amazing.
It was one of those things, and that magnitude has never happened before. 4 in a row. That's
I
crazy.
mean, what are the chances?
It's got to be close to a record, man.
It was wild. But like, I mean, every couple of days, it seems like if I'm in the car, you know, I'll have a thought and it'll echo my thought. And when it's once, it's just like, okay, that's a funny coincidence. But yeah, that 4, oof.
Dude, that is wild as fuck. Yeah. And I won't lie.
That's crazy. That's
because
crazy.
shit has happened to me before, like where I'll be talking to somebody and they like do the answer for them or like answer my question for me. And it's happened, you know, a handful of times throughout my life. It's interesting. But it's funny because my girl talks about that shit happening too, because we've been like FaceTiming and then the TV like answers like the conversation we're having and we laugh about it and she goes, you know what's really crazy is this happens with me and my kids and stuff. We'll be having dinner and fucking the TV is like talking back to us and shit. So like it's good to know that we have company.
Yeah.
But it's an unsettling thing when it happens 4 in a row in 45
Can't explain it, dude. Can't explain it, but it was just one of those weird things.
I never heard a story like that. That's fucked up.
That's super crazy, man.
Oh man, I'm glad I remembered. I'm glad
I love that.
I'm glad you did
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
And it was a perfect segue into doing
Yeah.
fucking funny clips.
Yes.
All right.
Let's check these bitches
Oh
out.
man,
What do we got here?
we all had some bangers today, dude.
Dude, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I honestly,
stuff.
this isn't. I mean, this is like some good info, but I found it comical at the same time. So I hope you guys see the same comedy in it that I do.
John Cleese, he's the Monty Python guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Seriously, though, we've heard a lot about extremism recently. A nastier, harsher atmosphere everywhere, more abuse and bother boy behavior, less friendliness and tolerance and respect for opponents. All right, but what we never hear about extremism is its advantages. Well, the biggest advantage of extremism is that it makes you feel good because it provides you with enemies. Let me explain. The great thing about having enemies is that you can pretend that all the badness in the whole world is in your enemies and all the goodness in the whole world is in you. Attractive, isn't it? So, if you have a lot of anger and resentment in you anyway, and you therefore enjoy abusing people, then you can pretend that you're only doing it because these enemies of yours are such very bad persons. And that if it wasn't for them, you'd actually be good-natured and courteous and rational all the time. So, if you want to feel good, become an extremist. Okay, now you have a choice. If you join the hard left, they'll give you their list of authorized enemies. Almost all kinds of authority, especially the police, the city, Americans, judges, multinational corporations, public schools, furriers, newspaper owners, fox hunters, generals, class traitors, and, of course, moderates. Or, if you'd rather be an extremist on the hard right, no problem, fine, you still get a lovely list of enemies, only they're different ones. Noisy minority groups, unions, Russia, weirdos, demonstrators, welfare sponges, meddlesome clergy, peaceniks, the BBC, strikers, social workers, communists, and, of course, moderates. And upstart actors. Now, once you're armed with one of these super lists of enemies, you can be as nasty as you like and yet feel your behaviors morally justified. So you can strut around abusing people and telling them you could eat them for breakfast and still think of yourself as a champion of the truth, a fighter for the greater good, and not the rather sad paranoid schizoid that you really are. About
Is
extremism
that not
recently,
relevant to what time we're in? Like, so much. Like, it's just so funny. It's
Yep,
like, 'cause
absolutely.
it's just so many polar opposites sitting on both sides. I think it's hilarious.
It's fucking great.
Oh, dude, actually, my girl sent me this, and it's a little bit off season, but it was too funny not to share. Like, I would have loved to seen this at Christmas time, but once I saw it, I was like dying laughing. I'm like, I gotta share this with the boys, man.
Nice.
What's good, my noggers?
No.
What's cracking, my noggas?
Dad, you can't say that.
I can't say it because I am one. I ride for my noggers and I die for my noggers. You look like you're really in the Christmas spirit.
Why are you so problematic?
Also, oi gate all my Hanukkahs. You look like you're gonna spin the gadel. You look like you're a rabbi. So I heard you got the lead role in Homo Alono.
Hey, Dad, Terry's taking me to the beach for New Year's.
You know what? Fuck Terry. If I wanted to lay around with shells in my back, I'd be the CEO of United Healthcare. Well, I don't care if Terry went to Jared. My son looks like he went to Jared from Subway. I'm not gonna spend Christmas alone again, am I? Shut up, you fat fuck. Ow, Christmas dicks! The first step in becoming Naga rich is the eggs. Kwanzaa cocks! You know what? If I wanted to see shells, I'd just go to a school in Wisconsin.
Did you know the shooter was a girl?
Trying to get some of that giant millimeter. I want to read her one manifesto. It's a little chatty from what I understand.
Hey, Dad, are you still seeing that woman in the wheelchair?
Sex life's a little difficult, but at least she's handy capable. And I can give her a little Meals on Wheels. Picking her up the homeless shelter at 6. What is our nog? A mediocre artist? Because it's getting shaboozy.
You don't like his song?
No, I don't like those people.
What?
Country music singers. Oh, this smells like Aaron Rodgers' ayahuasca dig.
How'd you know?
What is my son, the movie Elf? Because he's fucking gay. And my son looks like he plays skin flute in the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Fuck you, fat bitch. Why don't you go fuck Lizzo? Bitch. Sorry. It's been a hard year.
Hey, Dad, did you get the Pokemon cards for Cousin Timmy?
Who cares? That kid's a Charizard. He can Pokemon go fuck himself. You know what? Fuck this shit. Nobody fucking watches this shit for the recipes anyways.
Dad, we didn't find out if it was busted or not.
Who fucking cares? Why don't you go fucking hang out with your Felice Navi's stepdad?
You've had enough.
Christmas dicks! Rich cocks! Asshole. What's good, my nogger?
That shit cracked me up so much.
Nice.
It's fucking awesome. Dude.
Okay, she's handy capable. Meals on Wheels.
Christmas dicks, dude.
All right. This one, it's one of them filters for like Snapchat or something, and just people fuck with their friends with it. They put it on, and then they're like, "Okay, let's take a picture or something." So anyway,
Let's
let it
share it.
rock.
Oh, damn, you just bug on me! Bug on me? It's on you!
Please tell.
Yeah. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? I swear something's on my nose. Bro, what? Oh my god, bro.
We were out and about for a little while and...
You wanna get on here and show more concealer?
God. I don't know.
Can you for a second? Okay,
No, stop. Whoa! What is it wrong, bro?
You ready?
This is a video. Ah!
Okay, so we're gonna be playing another one of those rating games. And I think...
Bro, what the fuck? This is spider here.
Makiba, look. Tyler, what is that?
Oh my god, bro.
Filters. Fucking filters.
That's the most evil
Did you guys
use
ever
of
see that fucking one where they were doing like, it was like during COVID and there were like politicians and news anchors doing a fucking interview and the dude forgot that he had like one of those fucking filters on. He was like walking around looking like a duck or a penguin. I forgot the fuck it was.
Yes.
And he's sitting in them. Look at these people. It's like a fucking penguin. That shit was epic.
Oh my god.
They're like, you got a filter on. You got a filter on. He's like, what are you talking about? Oh man.
If you're familiar with your significant other and you, after some time, you begin to pick up on habits.
Oh shit.
You know, you start to just know what's coming.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
That's epic.
Smooth, dude. That's fucking smooth.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
All right, and this is and this one.
Oh, I see this one.
His dad don't speak English, but his son does, and he wants to say something lovely to his wife in English.
Okay.
Jak se řekne anglicky milujte? Bitch, suck my dick.
He strokes her hand. I mean, I'd do some shit like that for real.
That's fucking fantastic.
Bitch.
Okay. Alright, and this last one is actually a personal one. This is from my videos. This is a video I took with I was supposed to go. I was gonna take my buddy Danny Valenti, aka Vigi. I was gonna take him to see Jay from Jay and Silent Bob, and I hung out with the guy for a little bit. So he just kind of gave Vigi a shout out for his birthday. Kind of funny.
Nice.
Hey, what up, Vigi? This is Jay Muse saying snooch to the nooch and happy birthday from the Click Commander and Boo Boo Kitty Fuck.
That's right, motherfucker. This is Jay, bitch.
Yeah, son.
Happy birthday, Holmes.
You missed out. Me and him were fucking. I sucked his dick. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, you missed out. Have a good one. Happy birthday, Snoogans.
It's fucking great.
That's epic,
awesome, dude.
Like Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. Suck his dick.
He's so fucking funny, man.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
So that's our 100 sub celebratory episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the stories.
Shout out Izzy.
Easy.
100 sub.
Yeah, shit, sky's the limit now. We're 105 now and climbing.
Like we said, when we hit 200, we'll do the dream episode. We'll tell you about our weird ass fucking dream logs, man.
And after this 100 sub episode, now we're gonna start bumping it up a notch. We got guests coming. We got a guest list. Anything else? Will Chambers?
Well, you know, I know at the beginning I said we didn't have any links, but we did have a couple funny ones. So please check them out. Give them a like, subscribe, show them some love. In the meantime, you made it this far, do the fucking same for us. Please knock those subs up, share it with your friends. If you're watching it people you know are gonna like it too. So
That's right.
But in that case, we're wrapping up this very special 100 sub episode, and we'll be on to the 21st episode, the next one we do. We appreciate you. We love you. And thanks for stopping by.
Conversation unknown.